Hey guys, Senku Tenchi here, back at it again with another video. This week's videos have been all over the place, from gaming to someone getting cucked, to food business of Tim Hortons going downhill, to now motorcycling. Yes. Let's see if motorcycling is worth it. Chat, let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are on motorcycling. Personally, I love it. Let's get into it.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing today? I was going to do an outdoor video
Buddy, I love your little mic thing right there. I like that, how it's on the axe.
riding around talking about this one, but you might be able to hear she's raining a little bit, so it's not the
Oh, it was rain. I thought your audio was just a little staticky.
greatest time to get out here and stop hitting this wire. It's not the greatest day to go out for a ride, but nothing like a good garage video with me trusty.
I think riding in the rain, depending the bike, is still fun. Like if you got like an adventure bike, which I have a Trail 125, so it's like a baby adventure bike. I think it's fun riding in the rain, especially if you can go off road and get a little muddy, go maybe in a puddle, get even more wet.
Microphone over here.
But if you got like a street bike or like a cruiser, yeah, I could understand why you might not want to ride in the rain.
Yeah.
Unless of course you got a good like mirror, or not mirror, windshield to protect you from the rain.
I was too lazy to thread it through my clothes and do the old-fashioned lapel mic that way. So, axe microphone. So, ladies and
Buddy, the Axel microphone is beautiful. I love it.
gents, today's video is based on the are motorcycles worth it? Last time you saw me filming in this exact location, the topic was a bit grim. We'll talk about some biker that had an unfortunate accident. But today, we're not talking about that. We're talking more on the line of the things.
Of course, riding a bike, you have a lot higher chance of being killed or injured. But the risk and fun, they weigh out in my books. As long as, of course, you're riding smart. There's a lot of stupid riders out there. If you're going to ride a bike, I always recommend you ride it safely.
Cycles worth
And that probably makes me a loser, but I'd rather drive safe and know I make it home than be an idiot.
it. Now, what do you think my answer to this question is? Of course they are. There's a different multitude of factors that make motorcycles more enjoyable and less enjoyable, depending on what kind of things you're doing on the road. Are they enjoyable when you get caught speeding or doing stupid stuff like wheeling or stopping? No. They can get...
That reminds me of this one time where this biker, I had my CB650R back when I had it still. There was another person like on a crotch rocket going the other way, and he pops a wheelie, and he's now expecting me to pop a wheelie, and I'm like, I don't know how to pop a wheelie. I have a nice bike, but I don't know how to do wheelie. I haven't been trained for that.
be a good story, but the point is that's not the idea of them. Motorcycles as a whole are absolutely worth it. There's different reasons to get into motorcycling. It could be that you just want to go for a ride on the weekends. You could just want a nice commuting toy, just a little run around. It depends on what you're looking for. You might want a trail bike to go down those lovely hidden paths. And
Also, riding bikes can save you a lot of money. That's what I normally do through the spring and summer. Is I'll not drive my vehicle. I'll either just take the battery out or put it on storage or something like that, and I'll just ride my bike through the spring and summer. And I have no insurance to think about for my SUV, and my bike insurance is a way of a heck lot cheaper. And same with gas.
the mountain ranges or off the beaten path in the bush, something like that. Depends on what you're after. So, blanket term, are they worth it? The answer is yes. What do you think I'm going to say? I've been running the YouTube videos on this. I've been running the channel for ages on this topic.
I've had a handful of coworkers also ask me how insurance is with price wise and gas and everything. And a lot of people say they want to get one, but it seems like no one really ever takes that step. I feel like e-bikes would also be a very smart investment. That'll save you a lot of money too.
What are you looking to get out of a motorcycle? Ladies and gents, this depends. So if you're looking to get into commuting, this one more depends on the area you're living in. Some areas are busier than others. If you can lane filter, that's an automatic yes. All right.
I really wish we could lane filter here in Canada, British Columbia. I really do.
But if you've got a lot of danger,
My little brother's against it. He's like, I'm happy we don't have lane filtering. It's dangerous. But I believe scientifically, lane filtering is actually safer at the end of the day. As long as you're not being an idiot. Like, as long you just don't abuse your power and no, you shouldn't get hurt.
drivers, play it by ear. But for me, because lane filtering is legal in Australia, absolutely they're worth it. Commuting becomes so much.
Oh, yes, commuting. Oh my gosh, yes. Having like especially a small bike it is the most cheeky thing you can possibly be driving around town. Like, oh, I just feel like I gotta go the other way. Let me just pop a U-turn real quick. Oh, there's like a little bit of a little trail where maybe vehicles shouldn't really go. But hey, I got a bike. Let me just squeeze through there and see where that goes. Oh, that was a shortcut. Awesome. Now I know what to do to get to home or go to this location faster. There's just so many cheeky little spots you can go to that you can't with a vehicle, and I absolutely love it.
Easier as long as you're switched on up here, because traffic doesn't exist simply when you're riding around with lane filtering. Now, I know you can do it in America, but it's illegal and you might get caught. I don't know about other countries. America seems to be my other main sort of viewer place, so probably
I'm Canadian. What about Canada, huh?
there's only what 2 states you can legally lane filter in, like California, and I don't remember the other one. I know Texas has been a bit grey area, but I think they sort of banned it recently. But my comments are very hit or miss. Depends. Some people say yes, some people say no. I don't know what the answer is.
Vote for me as Prime Minister, guys, and I will bring lane filtering into existence in Canada.
I'm not an expert in this field, so forgive me if I'm not well versed in your local area laws. Though I do get yelled at quite a bit for lane filtering because I'm apparently being rude, even though it's completely fine here and no one cares about it. But other people in other countries seem to think their laws affect me here.
Oh, I've seen a handful of videos where it's legal in a like the U.S. one of the U.S. states, and they're lane filtering, and then this through traffic, and then this cheeky person just gets a little grumpy. He's like, "Oh, this guy's being smart, having a bike going between vehicles. I'm not gonna let that happen." And then they would just drive sort of in front between the two vehicles, so the bike guy can't even go, which is like the biggest dick move ever. Like, buddy, are you that jealous that you don't have a bike? Did your missus not let you have a bike?
But if commuting is your main point of riding, absolutely, man, you really just get a bike. Because even if you've got a long commute to work, being on a bike just makes the day that much better. Because not only do you have the morning to just calm down and enjoy yourself a little bit before the day ends.
See, the downside to where I live, the mornings are cold, so I'm trying to get to work ASAP so I can get out off the bike when it's cold. After work, though, it is so nice just cruising, having that wind hit your face, and you just relaxing. You're like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice.
When you leave the office, you get that, thank God I'm taking the bike home. When you're in a car, yes, it's warmer or cooler depending on where you live in and the temperature at the time. If it's raining, fair enough. If you don't ride in the rain, not everyone does. I don't typically ride in the rain. I've done it, but I don't prefer to. I know there are people in my comments that absolutely do.
I ride in the rain because I don't have insurance on my vehicle through the spring and summer. I champ it out to save money, and also, rain is rain. It's not going to be the end of the world. But yeah, no, being able to just ride your bike home, everyone else is in their vehicle. It just, I don't know, something about riding a bike is just, it's so freeing. Like, obviously, when you get your vehicle license and you can drive a vehicle, that's freeing, but like, it's freeing in a different way. Like, you get to feel the environment around you. Like, when you're driving on the main highway, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it's cold now. And then also, like, whoa, it's warmer now. You like you feel the pockets of hot and cold air in different locations. It's really cool.
Looking at you, Eric, I know you ride rain, hail, or shine, doesn't matter, but not everyone's built different like you. So if you're commuting, you get that point where you can be like, thank God I've brought the bike in. I know, I mean, my day is just that much better because I get to enjoy my ride home or ride to work. If you're just looking for a weekend toy, remember, boys and girls, bikes are cheaper than cars, both running costs and just fuel costs and everything else. Tires are expensive, yes. Servicing, it's a service. All vehicle servicing is expensive, but as a whole, if you just
I believe that's a Honda Rebel he's got there. I don't know if it's 1,000 or if it's a 500 cc. I'm going to assume 1,000, but I could be mistaken.
taking care of the bike and you're doing most of the maintenance yourself, if you don't learn, it's not that bad. I learned how to do my brakes and everything. In fact, I've got to actually.
I don't trust myself doing anything with the bike's tires. Like, if I have to take a tire off for like brakes or anything like that, I'm sorry, but that I'm not risking my life with my quality skills, so I'm gonna bring it in. But like when it comes to oil change or anything to do with like the chain, like cleaning the chain and stuff like that, I'll do that myself. But anything to do with taking the tire off, I'm like, nope. I don't trust myself. I'd rather have someone who knows what they're doing do it.
Change my pad on the rear brake again because I finally got the spring pad. Not the pad itself, the spring pad. It's like a little spring thing that holds the brake pads from vibrating. I don't know, something along those lines. Someone in the comments will probably explain it better than me. But yes, if it's just a weekend toy, bike's entry cost is much cheaper. So say you want a nice twisty thing, and you might buy yourself a little GT86. You might buy yourself an MX.
You can find also a lot of used bikes that aren't even that old for pretty cheap. Bikes, yeah, definitely are a good investment, especially if you're in a place that's nice and warm all the time. You can definitely save a lot of money. The downsides, obviously, is you can't really haul anything. You're also saving a lot of money.
5 or Miata, as some people would say. But bikes, cheaper and much more fun because you can park them virtually anywhere. Now, if you're in Australia, you can.
Oh my gosh, talking about the parking. Yeah, you know how a lot of like food stores have like a huge sidewalk that's pretty wide and all that jazz? Yeah, I normally just I just park my bike on the sidewalk and I'll park it right up against the building, out of the walkway or out of anyone's way, and I just leave it there and I'm like, yep, I'll be fine. In and out, 5 minutes, it'll be fine. Instead of taking up a whole parking spot. Because with a bike, you can park closer, obviously, but when I park, I try and think of like older people or people who are disabled. Like I want people like those people to be able to park closer to the store, but at the same time, I don't want to park too far away because there's a higher chance someone could just take my bike, you know? So I always like to park it right beside the building. That's just me.
Literally park them anywhere. I know in America, some places don't let you park on the curb. I know in some states they are a bit more iffy here in Australia and territories, but in Victoria, we can park them on the curb, we can park them on the footpath, we can park them anywhere as long as it's not right next to the wall. And there's like 2 streets in the city where we can't do it. But besides that, it's completely fine. So if you're just looking to get in on the weekend and have a bit of fun, bikes are by far some of the best ways to enjoy the automobile hobby.
I feel like if you have a vehicle and you want a bike for just this like the weekend stuff and money's a little tight, I wouldn't highly recommend getting a bike for just the weekend. But like if you're doing fine financially and you can afford a bike for just the weekend, then go for it. Because I would recommend obviously if you're tight on money, I would recommend at the end of the day a vehicle over a bike because you can do more things with the vehicle. But if you do have the money for this is just for a weekend bike only, then yeah, if you have the money, go for a weekend bike.
All right, because remember, vehicles are like
But like if you want to get like a full-time bike to drive all the time, then obviously yeah, you go for it.
well over half of the world's most prioritized hobbies out of everyone. I ain't talking Warhammer 40k, I ain't talking Battletech, I ain't talking anything else. Gaming is up there, but vehicles are still like 50 or 70% of the hobbies for most people, all right? Getting on the bike, going to the twisties, track days, they're inexplicably just fantastic, all right? So you get out there in the bike.
One day I definitely do want to get an Africa Twin, 1100 Africa Twin. Though if they make a 750 Transit or whatever the heck its name is, like I wish they would make the Africa Twin just a 750 version, like with all the exact same stuff this the 1100 has, just into a 750 version. Because then I would buy the 750 version because I know this 1100 is a big bike, and I'm a taller guy. I'm sure I'd be fine on it, but I'd rather have like a mid-sized bike. I don't know. I just yeah. We'll see if they ever release one like that. Because right now the Transap doesn't really have what I want on a bike for adventuring. Because I want to be able to travel Canada on a bike, and I want certain things on it that the Transap doesn't really have right now.
Go through the twisties. Now, even if you don't go fast, you'll still have the time of your life. And in fact, you don't even need to buy a fast bike to enjoy yourself. A lot of the time you'll see on this video, I talk about you don't need a big bike. I like big bikes. I might sound like a granddad saying you shouldn't get one. That's not the point I'm nailing across. They're fantastic, those big bikes, all right? Big bikes are fun, but small bikes you can rip and tear through the streets.
I think small bikes can be more fun than big bikes. It's more fun to go as fast as you can with a little bike than go speed limit with a or medium speed with a bigger bike.
And
And with a smaller bike, you can do a little bit more cheeky things with.
absolutely love every minute of it. So the best fun I've had has been on the little 4-cylinder 250s. Now, a guy in the last video made a comment about this as what Fortnite said, is if everyone starts on those little 250s, we wouldn't need any other bikes because they're just that much fun. All right? But remember, riding motorcycles.
That's when I had my CB650R and I changed to a 125 trail. I had a couple people asking me, is like, why would you downgrade? And it's like, well, this CB650R is like it's a fun bike, but like all I can do with it is go fast and maybe learn to do wheelies one day with it. But like with a trail bike, the 125 trail that I have now, yeah, I can't go highway speeds with it, but I can do a lot more fun exploring. Like there's so many trails where I live. I could just go explore.
Cycles isn't just about the speed and enjoyment. Sometimes it's just about the experience, even in a tame sense. So I ride a cruiser. The Rebel is a bit more of a hybrid cruiser. It's more naked-ish cruiser than it is
I think the Rebel looks really nice.
cruiser. Ask me how I know. The Indian Chief, and that's a cruiser. The Harley, that's a cruiser. This, it looks like one. She don't ride like one. But say you've got more of the back roads, if you've got the twisties, you've got the mountains or the canyons, stuff like that, you will find yourself going. Yes?
I put something away, sorry.
You always manage to catch me midway through something. I forget where I was going with that because my dad came into the garage. So
Ugh, ugh.
let's see if I can
Parents, they know when to come in. You know.
recall. And if I remember correctly, I was talking about going through these twisties, canyons, and all things like that. You don't always have to go fast to enjoy these places. In fact, you'll find yourself, the more you ride, like, sure, you'll go faster and faster. And in fact, the guy in the comments said this recently. He was so focused on going fast, he never looked up. And when he changed motorcycles to something a bit more comfortable and cruisy, you start looking around at your scenery more than you do the road and the bike.
Yeah, I think a small handful of bikers, especially the ones who are on like naked slash crotch rockets. Uh, I feel like a lot of them get so focused on speed, speed, speed. I feel like a lot of them forget the beauty of just cruising and going the speed limit and just looking around your surroundings and just enjoying the moment without having to feel like you need a rush of death on your side, you know?
Focus.
Maybe that's just my older side. I'm not even old, but I just I just can't understand why people would always want to go fast, fast, fast. I understand going fast from time to time. I've done it. It's fun, but it's also nice to just slow things down sometimes and just chill with the moment in time you are right now instead of chasing what you can do, you know, with your speed.
Stuff. And you find just
Chat, what's the fastest you guys have ever gone on a bike?
cruising through the back streets, looking at nature and looking at the scenery, as long as you don't go too fast and get lost and come off the road, because I know that's happened to a few people, you'll find yourself just enjoying the adventure out into the wild as opposed to just riding it for the sake of going fast and going hard and going as fast as you can around and how low can you lean. That's enjoyable too, don't get me wrong, I love that stuff. But sometimes just going out to the middle of nowhere.
See, that's one reason why I want to get the Africa Twin adventure bike. Or unless there's another adventure bike out there that's like reliable and good, is when I get older and I want to explore Canada riding that bike. If I see like an off-road trail, I want to be able to go on that and not have to worry about like getting high-ended or something like that and just, be able to just explore.
Getting lost and taking in the scenery is just as enjoyable as anything else in terms of the motorcycle stuff. So some of my most fun things I enjoy doing is literally going out into the middle of nowhere. I turn my GPS off and I try and find my way back. Obviously, I have a look around first. I've posted them as thumbnails before. And honestly, if you haven't done this, I implore you to do it. Make sure you go to a place that's got relatively decent GPS stuff. So if you do get lost, you can find your way back. But point being is you want to be able to try and get lost to the point where you're far enough away that you don't recognize anything and the views are nice, so you still look around. In fact, I love just going out to areas I'm familiar with and then going down streets I've never even seen before. And some of the best roads I've found have been in those hidden away places. And the best part about them is they're not usually popular. They're not populated with cars or other bikers because no one else ventures there. Everyone
Yeah, that's another fun part about just sort of going on trails is you end up just not being by anyone. It's just you and nature.
typically sticks to the
Makes you feel like a man, you know? It makes you feel like your inner man just comes out and you just want to go, you know?
more popular places. But when you start going off the beaten path, you find places that no one else goes in, and you might find the best road of your life. And I'm gonna be honest, I found two or three, and I have no idea where they are because they were just so much fun. I didn't know how I got there. I don't know how I got back. I just enjoyed it, and believe you me, it was some of the best riding I've ever had on the bike. Now, sometimes going for a longer commute on the motorcycle can be a little uncomfortable. It's not built for not everyone's built for it, but A long trip in a car and a long trip on a bike, it depends on the distance. If you're doing
And I think it also depends on the bike too. I feel like when it comes to long trips with bikes, you want to take more frequent stops. I personally would normally try to take like 5-10 minutes every hour just to keep your legs from stiffening up, you know?
multitudes of days of driving, it's probably better in a car.
As for a vehicle, yeah, you can go a lot longer without being like, okay, I gotta get out or else I'm gonna lose my marbles.
On a bike, I'm not going to say otherwise because I've never done it, but I know there are people that will swear by riding those distances. I've never tried, but they enjoy it. But a few hours here and there, I'll take the bike over the car every time. If I have to take a whole bunch of passengers, obviously the bike ain't it, but I'm not taking passengers often. So if I have to go 2 hours away,
Yeah, riding a passenger on a bike makes riding the bike a completely different experience. I definitely don't recommend anyone new have a passenger until you've gotten a little bit more experience with your bike.
love taking the bike because one, it typically goes faster because I can go through the traffic. Two, I can park it anywhere. Fuel is cheaper. It costs me like $15 to fill up the bike on a high day. The most
Yeah, for my bike, it cost me like between $5 to $6 to fill it up, and then I'm good for like 2 to 3 weeks.
I've ever had to put in it was $19.60. That was the most, and I only use the premium petrol in my bike. Flex. But fuel is cheap.
I think a lot of bikes, it's recommended. It's recommended to have premium, or at least I know with the crotch rockets.
And you can go on these bigger journeys. And if you're more enjoying the idea of just traveling somewhere, take the bike. Because not only is it more fun, you can park it, you'll enjoy it, and you'll just overall have a better time. So, personally for me, ladies and gents, the motorcycle is a non-negotiable anymore in my life. It's always going to be a part of my stuff, and it's always going to be in the garage.
Yeah, motorbiking, biking also for me is always going to be part of me, and I won't let anyone take that away from me. So I think everyone needs some kind of stress relief, and riding a bike is a good way of losing stress. But don't drive like an idiot in unsafe areas. If you want to speed hardcore, go to tracks. Be safe, guys.
I don't care. I'll take this over the car if I have to sell one or the other. But it just means I have to buy some weather gear. But dude, bikes being worth it? Absolutely.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop the video there. Yeah, so when it comes to gear and stuff, I've been told to never buy used helmets because you don't know what's happened to them. Always buy new. Never cheap out on like a jacket, shoes, pants, because those could be a life or death situation. So never cheap out on that. And always when you're gonna ride, bare minimum, wear a helmet. Anyways, yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on bikes and all that jazz? I would love to know any fun experiences you've had with them. Are you planning on getting some? Or one, I suppose, probably. But yeah, let me know. You guys have a good one, and I will catch you guys when I catch you guys. Peace, and have fun and stay safe. God bless.